Hi everybody, Pocono Pam here, sharing with you how I will be adding Afro puffs to the digital image by the Greeting Farm Stamps, Addy. So I always start off by working on a scrap piece of paper so I could sketch out my ideas. So I always keep in mind that to me, hair is just a shape. So with Afro puffs, really simple. We can have the shape of a circle. So going by the artist's original drawing, I'm going to start out here with the furthest point out and then kind of work from there and then just make a circle. Right, so here's a circle. I'm not too sure if I like that or if I would want a larger circle. Right. So I think I like the larger one. So as I said, it's just a shape. It's a circle. So that makes up the hair style, and then the shapes within the shape make up the hair texture. So I think I like the larger one. So I'm gonna go with this larger shape and put this on the sheet that I'll be coloring on for my final project. Okay, so here's the sheet that I'll be working on for my final project. I've already have her skin tone done first. I used just two colors for her skin, an E51 and E53. So I said I did want to go in with the larger puffs based on what I was sketching on my scrap piece of paper. So I'm going to just come out here and just basically draw the circles first. Is to get that shape that I want. Trying to go as light as possible. And the reason why I went with a bigger Afro puffs is her head is pretty big already. I mean, and I just wanted just to add a big, you know, have the puffs in proportionate with her head. That was just my thinking. And then just, you know, just have big Afro puffs. So there goes one circle. Start here, start drawing, and come out. Trying to make them basically the same shape if I can. But then again, it doesn't have to be. It's hair. It doesn't have to be same outside. So there. So those are the shapes of my puffs. As I said, two circles. Right? Then just to make it curly, you're just gonna make little, you know, scallopy looking things that way. It could be this way or it could be jagged, however you want it. And as I'm saying, this is just the way I do it. You can pick up techniques from other videos you may watch on YouTube or other classes you may take and just take whatever you learn and make it your own. Okay, so now I'm going to use a Copic multi-liner pen. I'm using the 0.5 just to trace what I did. So this is what I call the part with the trace and erase. So I'm tracing over pencil mark slightly, and then I'll do the same on the other side for the other Afro puff. Now, you know, the tracing doesn't have to be exact because no one is going to know what you know, originally laid down. Now, this is the part that you have to do because you don't want lead getting into your markers because they can mess up your markers. If you should forget to erase the pencil and it gets on your marker, just swipe it off on a scrap piece of paper. Also, when you go over the lead with your marker, it's going to stay there. So and then you won't be able to erase it thereafter. So I'm gonna erase the pencil. So trace and erase. And then on the other side, to take that off. I erased them into her skin. There we go. Coming back with my Copic multi-liner, the same one, the 0.5, I am just going to make little squiggly marks, little squiggly circles and just go all around. Now, the reason I don't get too close to the edge is you want to like highlight, you know, if you look at puffs and such, you do see light at the edge sometimes, depending on where the light is coming from. I am not really paying attention to the light source here at all. So I can leave her two little baubles there, or I can cover them up. So I'm going to decide after I do this one what I'm going to do, if I'm going to even cover them up. So I might keep them. Let's see. I didn't decide that on my little sketch. I didn't see how quickly that is. How quickly that came together. So yeah, I'm going to keep them there. So this is the same thing that you would use if you were doing an afro, and you could, I have another video on how to add an afro to an image if you want to look at, but it's the same process that I use. So there are the afro puffs, and now I'm just gonna, I'll do the afro puffs so that you could see how I color those in. Okay, so I'm gonna start with my base color, and for this, I'm going to use a C1. Okay. And all that is I'm just gonna come in and just fill in, still also not getting too close to the edge, and just fill in the whole shape. Fill in your whole circle. There you go. Pretty easy, right? I can see where I forgot a little piece, little section, sorry, area near her face. So I'm just gonna put that in with some circles there with my pen. Then next, I think that I'm going to go with my C3. And what that's gonna do is I'm going to start to pounce. It's just pouncing, 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 pouncing. The harder you pounce, the wider the dots are, but I'm just pouncing along, not too many. Just a few pounces on each puff. Pounce on a puff. So that was the C3. Next, I'm gonna go with the C5. Same thing, pounce, a few pounces around, same, a few pounces around, right? Pouncing on the puffs. Okay, then I'm gonna go with the C7. Same thing. And as you see, it really starts to come together the darker you layer each color, right? Each marker as you go up. Pounce, pounce, pounce. So darker near the face. Okay. The right areas is pouncing around, and then I try to get close to the edge, but not too close. And then I'm going to use a C9. Same thing, not too much, so it really makes it pop and makes it look like you have a little sheen. But once you add, the darker it gets, the better the puff starts to look. There. Voila. And now I think I'm gonna go back with a C1 just to fill in certain areas near the edge here. I didn't want to touch too much earlier. Still pouncing. And then I'm grabbing a C3. There we go. Okay. Voila. And we are done with the puffs. Then I'm just gonna go in and do the rest of the hair, and then she'll be done. So I hope that was helpful. and give it a try. Let me know if you do by posting, tagging me in your posts on Facebook and Instagram, and I will gladly take a look. Have fun pouncing on your puffs. Thank you so much for taking a peek. Bye-bye.